to another edition of your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show.
Question is, did she subscribe?
Right.
She's down on YouTube.
Representing from the Boondocks. What up, Jobo?
Hello, what's up? Happy Wednesday.
What up? She repping her Hey Sister Soldier look right now. Everybody give it up for Bunny. What's happening, Bunny?
What up? Happy hump day.
T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth. I think that may be on a highlight reel tape. And be glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions
And millions
of the platform sports talk show fans on once again your Wednesday night sports delight.
Really?
Or
Brinks truck backing up in his driveway with
There you go.
97 million. There you go.
all you hear is this.
It's always somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation.
Say straight.
Have me tear up on here.
Come on now, don't hit me tear up. You know I get emotional.
But people watching around the world, no pressure. And we already have our favorite fan, Ms. Williams, saying, welcome, Brandon.
Well, how are you? Hi, Ms. Williams.
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city, to be truthful. Because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard.
The views of Smooth does not reflect the Platform Sports Talk Show or its sponsors.
What is going on, party people? It is your boy Smooth. It is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. What's going on with y'all? Another Wednesday. We are here. It's another party. Y'all know what's happening. Go ahead and get them likes, get them shares going right now. Wait a minute. Not right now, but right now. We need to get as many people tuned in and enjoying the next couple hours of your life as we discuss things locally around the Lou, because we are St. Louis based, and of course nationally, whether it's NFL, NBA, doesn't matter. We cover it all. And the best thing about it is when y'all comment, y'all engage with us, let us know what's going on in your world in regards to sports, what's on your mind, and let's discuss it. Let's have a good time with it, because that's what this show is all about. That's why we have the platform. Get it? Platform to make things happen. Before I bring in the crew, y'all already know what it is. Go ahead and give us a follow on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Subscribe, click on that bell, because anytime we go live, you will be notified. We also have that Gmail platform, sportstalkshow@gmail.com. Also on that Insta at platform sports talk. You can also listen to us on that high, clear definition where we talking and sounding all sexy on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. We on that twitch.tv/Hot 365 Radio and Smoooth Productions, Smooth with 3 O's. So we everywhere. Ain't no way you should say, man, I couldn't find y'all, I couldn't hear y'all, I can check y'all out, because we doing it all. And going back real quick on that Roku, though, when the show is over, it will be uploaded right on the Roku channel. So go on your Roku devices and add the platform Sports Talk Show as a channel. And, just enjoy all the stuff that we have done over the last 6 years. It's crazy. I love what we're doing here. I have a great crew. Y'all know next week and every last Wednesday of the month, we have the Man Cave. And then every first Wednesday of the month. Now, for June, I have to say, there will not be a ladies' night, because I will be taking a family vacay with the family, the wifey and baby girl. So there will be no ladies' night in June. They'll be back in July and got something big in store for y'all for that. But with that being said, I'm not alone. This woman here, she is the host of Ladies' Night. She's rocking her God is Dope t-shirt. I got a few myself. She's ready to rock and roll. Bunny, what's going on with you?
What up, what up, what up? Happy hump day.
Hump day, yeah.
Time to get over that hump.
There we go. Time to get over that hump. Let's go. How you been doing, Bunny?
Maintaining, surviving, thriving. Coming off a high from Atlanta. My nephew just graduated from Morehouse College. Shout out to him and all those other men who graduated.
Congratulations. That's a dope honor for your nephew. I know that you want to be at the reception that I DJ'd for our boy Karan this past weekend. It was about. Have you heard about the reception yet? Have you talked to you any?
I have not heard anything. I ain't seen any pictures or anything. I'm like, y'all hiding it from me. What's up? So yeah, I'm Karan and me. No, sorry.
So I'm going to work on a reel from the reception, but it was definitely a vibe. You would have loved it. The wifey, she came out and had a good time. She actually met some people that she ain't seen in years, so it was definitely dope. Shouts out to my wifey. There she go right there. She says, Pops says hi. What's up, Pops?
Okay.
Pops.
Okay.
One day at a time. Sweet Jesus. You know what I mean? Love you. Keep on getting better and better, Pops. And we all, the whole platform Sports Talk Show family, definitely has you lifted up in prayer. So keep praying and take it one day at a time. We all love you.
All right.
And shouts out to our favorite fan, Miss Williams and Bunny. Let me know if I'm tripping, because this is what I see in the comments. Let me know if I'm tripping.
Miss Dub, what language is that? That's some scientific code we don't know about it. That's some chat GPT up in here. What's up, Miss Dub? What is that saying, honey?
I don't know
Is
what's
that the
happening.
transformer language? It's
Right,
still
right.
doing it, Miss Dove.
Yeah.
Miss Dove, I don't know. I don't speak that language. Inglés, Espanol, I got you, but that I'm sorry, Miss Dove.
Now she did do this though. Here we go.
There you go. Thanks, Miss Dove. I would definitely let them know.
And she says water on the keyboard. You can't have that.
Ah.
No water on the electronics. Gotta keep it, gotta keep it cool. Joe said WTF.
Now I'm glad you got together now, Miss Dove. Appreciate that.
Right. She's back now. It's official. Okay. She ain't going crazy like Johnny Five. Now, if you know Johnny Five, you gotta be old. I'm just saying.
I mean, nothing wrong with no market around here,
Right. But Bunny isn't the only lady on the show tonight. She's represented from the Boondocks. Jobo, what's going on with you?
What up? Happy Wednesday. What's going on? Bunny, that's a dope shirt. I want one. I was telling Smoooth earlier, he looks weird with a snapback on backwards. It was throwing me off. But yeah, what's up? How are you guys?
Not the snapback throwing you off, girl.
I'm used to the forward bill.
Right.
He switched it up on you. He said it's a Wild Out Wednesday. That's what he's doing, Wild Out Wednesday.
Yep.
There we go. Just do a little switch up. I got the Fast and Furious cap that I got last Friday and wanted to go ahead and rep it. I've been loving the snapback look recently, so I'm about to add that to my collection. Get
tattoos.
Get some Smoooth Production and Platform Sports Talk Show caps going on. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I love to
rock a snapback.
Yeah, so me, I'm big on branding and everything. So just stay tuned for that.
Yeah, you teach your boy John Moran about that brand, but here nor there.
Oh Lord, no, don't.
We already had a whole episode on him. I feel like.
I know he's back in the news again this morning because they said he had to have a wellness check done on him because of a cryptic message he put on Twitter. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Up next, this man here. Put some respect on his name. That's what he said last week. He is going to law school over at SLU. He's still partying like it's 1999. Everybody, show some love to y'all boy T-Bone. What's going on with you?
I said right, T-Bone Esquire to be.
He's updated it since I talked to him 10 minutes ago.
Hey, look. Every day I keep replaying, getting the letter in my mind. I'm like, I'm going to law school. In 90 days, everything changes. So I'm gonna enjoy it until we get there.
Man.
Yeah.
Totally awesome, man. We're definitely glad for you. And once again, really glad that you are tuned in to the Platform Sports Talk Show. For those who are new, welcome. This is going to be an incredible experience for the next couple hours of your life. And Bunny got scared. She had to get off for a second, but now she's back. So there she go. She got to say, let me switch up a little bit. But no, once again, thank you for tuning in. Once again, get them likes, get them shares going. Let's have a fun time tonight because the more that y'all comment, the better the show is going to be. What's that dirt cheap slogan? The more you drink, the better she looks. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Ladies can use it on the fellas too, though. IJS, we can use it on y'all. Okay.
Hey, I already know I look good. Look her or not, I know I look good. That's all right.
For everybody, you gonna tell the ladies, the fellas too, because some of y'all don't be looking right either. Only get played because my girl was looking up a little too much and you got her number or something. Just saying, just because of it.
Man, hey, real quick. It's not sports related, but I told my wife this already a while back, so she laughed at it. But this is years ago during my college. During my college years. Went out to a spot, a little club, whatever downtown, and having a good time. Now the place was like real dark, like hella dark. So dancing, doing my thing, being young, smooth, whatever. And then met this lady, and I'm like, you seem pretty cool, can I call you, get your number, whatever, So it's all good. Then She asked if we want to go out on a date to a movie. So I'm like, cool, let's make it happen. Mind you, once again, the spot, it was super dark. Like barely any spotlights, all that, whatever. Go to the house, pick her up. And I was like, and she came outside with her friend. I mean, she had like a whole entourage of people come out the house and everything. So I pulled up to the front of the house, and man, when I saw her, I was like, hell to the no, no.
That's messed up.
And I drove off and never came back.
That's so wrong.
I'm like, never again will I meet someone in the club and the lights will turn all the way off, thinking that I found the next person. I'm like, no, it did not happen. It was all bad, never again. And I'll never do, of course, I can't do it now because it ain't gonna happen. But when I was single, never would do a blind date again in my life. Well, did y'all ever do a blind date?
Not officially.
I just want to say, I know the first time I was live on the show, we talked about how me and Brendan met, but like, we talk about this all the time. If like for some reason we just hate each other in the future and get divorced, or he dies, like, there's no way in hell I could go out there. No, we were just talking about this yesterday. No shot. Like, seriously, like if that happens, there's no way I would ever go back out in the dating world, because like, especially today, 2023, seeing what these people do, I'd be lonely for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that because Jamie, thank God you and I met at the time that we did, because like you just said, Joe, this dating pool, it has more than Beyond P in it.
Now there. Nice and pissy, huh?
Say the pH ain't balancing the pool, huh?
It's like, oh shoot, wait a minute.
Now that's keep that pool clean, huh?
Miss Dub's right though. Like, Strange is putting it nicely. There's some messed up people out there right now, and it's always just one thing that they want, and I can't do it. There's no way in hell I'd be able to do it. Nope. Man. So thank God I met Brenda 10 years ago, and that's that.
My unofficial blind date was the first time I met my husband. Our friend, we were talking on the phone before we met each other, with our friends hooked us up. So when we went our first date, that was the first time seeing each other. So it took about a few weeks before that happened. That's why I say unofficially.
On a blind date, but I'm one for one on that. Hey, look, I set them up on a blind date when I was my senior year of high school. Got them on a blind date. They married and got 3 kids now. All right, 1 for 1. So if
now, I would say that I did help one of my friends out. I had a Super Bowl gathering. This is years ago when I was in U City, Bunny. Remember my grandparents' house in U City? Mm-hmm. And one of my friends, she came through, and I invited my, at the time, supervisor when I used to work at UPS, and he came through, and they met, and then they got married years later, and they 10 plus years, down the line now. So I could say I was doing my own little Chuck Brewery, for the old school people back there, Chuck Brewery love connection, you know what I'm saying, making it happen.
He got the long mic.
Right.
Taking it way back.
That old Price is Right microphone. All right, y'all. But enough of love connection. Let's talk about some sports. Y'all already know what's going on. What sports story or sports stories has your attention? Jobo, you up?
So I feel like there's so many things that we could mention. So hopefully you guys mention one of the other ones I was thinking of. But the Florida Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk, and I'm gonna tie this in with what I was telling T-Bone and Smooth. Just conference finals, round so far. It's except for the Celtics last night, and obviously the Canes could win tonight, and the Stars could win tomorrow. Like, we could have had sweeps in all of them, but the Panthers, they're just steamrolling through the Canes right now after the Canes did that the first 2 rounds, and Matthew Tkachuk, he's going. It sucks watching it, as a Blues fan, but you're happy for him because he's in the Eastern Conference and not playing against us all the time. And Bobrovsky, their goalie, he's just been absolutely insane. And I think they're going to go on to win the whole thing. So it's just most hockey I've watched in a while, watching the Panthers, and they've been a lot of fun.
I just love how, because of Matthew Tkachuk, correct, Joe?
Yes.
I just love how St. Louis is getting so much mention and love because of what he's doing. The same thing with Jason Tatum in NBA. Now, I know Boston is behind right now, but just to see St. Louis on the forefront and how much St. Louis has been a big factor in regards to both the NBA and NHL playoffs. So with that being said, Joe, what can the Blues learn from what we've seen so far in these NHL playoffs in regards to going to next season?
I think I've mentioned it a couple times this year about the Blues is they need to, get with the times. It took the Cardinals years to get with the times of doing analytics, and now they do it too much. But what they need to do is, the game's fast now. Like Matthew Tkachuk is fast, and he's got the little bit of chief in there too. Though he's gonna get in your face, he's gonna piss you off, he's gonna check you, but he's got the silky mitts. He's fast, and that's what they're missing. We got Kyrou that's fast, and Thomas is kind of fast, but other than that, that's really it. So they just need to get with the times. I think that's the main thing.
Now, the Blues haven't said anything, of course, right now, but there have been rumors going around that the Toronto Maple Leafs may see about current Blues GM Doug Armstrong in the same role. Do you think we should take that serious, or because of his contract, because he has like maybe 2-3 more years left remaining? Should we be like, should he might take this opportunity, or should we not take it serious?
I think Army's going to stay here. I was listening to Rivers talk about this last week. I think it was on 101, and it's Toronto. I know they made it to the second round for the first time in years, but they're kind of a shit show up there. They have all this talent, and they haven't won a cup since the 60s or 70s or something like that. Like, it's not good, to be one of the more well-known original six hockey teams with all that talent up there. So maybe he'll like the pressure wanting to go home, but I don't see it happening. Like you said, he does still have a couple of years on his contract left. So I think he's going to stay here and try to fix what he kind of messed up last year, because obviously the guys did not play good last year, but I think you can point to a couple things that were on him as well.
Wait a minute, you said
Matt Tkachuk and Tatum went to Shama together.
I love those videos of them all young.
Yeah. So wait a minute, you said that the Maple Leafs haven't won since when?
I'll have to look it up, but it's been like the 70s or something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. But
yeah, hey, look how long took the Blues even get one, so we can't knock them.
But the Blues were a team for 50 years. The Maple Leafs were one of the original 6 teams. They've been around for a bit.
Right.
Who else hasn't won? Probably Ottawa Senators, and yet they are
67, I think it is.
Yeah, but the Ottawa Senators, they haven't won anything ever.
Well, a Canadian team hasn't even made it to the finals, or no, they haven't won a Stanley Cup in like 20-something years. That ain't good, for
if hockey want to change it, his name Gary Bettman, right?
That's
what they do some little things that they want to. They like to rig draft picks, but I ain't gonna go on that topic right now. But they could do that.
I don't know. It's going back to like the Maple Leafs. They just, like I said, they have too much talent. Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, John Tavares. There's one of those guys I think are probably gonna be moving, and I think Matthews, he needs to either sign an extension or I can't remember how the rule goes. He needs to sign an extension or something in like a week or two. So I don't know what's going to happen. And at one point he was up there with, he still is, but like as a face of hockey, with McDavid, Matthews was up there too. And I think he went that entire second round without a goal. Like, you can't that can't happen with your best player on the team.
Interesting. All right. So, Bunny, what sports stories has your attention?
A few things we can pick from. I have one non-sports story, which is my girl Tina. Tina Turner back, anime bullet. R.I.P. Oh, I still wasn't ready for her to be gone to glory. I really wasn't, but that had my attention before the sports story. But anyway, sports related, got a couple things, but I'll just hit one. I mentioned the John Morant thing earlier. Wellness check. He put a cryptic thought out there. Not sure what's going on with him. He said he's all right. And what crossed my mind when I read that headline, I was like, this boy has so much extra attention. He already had a lot of attention, but he has more attention, scrutinized more, that he maybe can't handle the pressure right now. He signed up for this, but I don't think he signed up for all this extra scrutiny he was going to get, especially when he got caught on IG, the first incident, now the second one. So he's taking a break from social media. That's what his response is, fine. But I think he's getting so much pressure, he doesn't know how to handle it right now. So I truly hope he will be okay. And a whole season away from the game should help him out mentally and also as a person. But yeah, if you gotta get the attention where this gets released in the public that somebody asked for a wellness check, then you know some stuff is not right. Everything's not gonna be in the public eye, and it shouldn't be. But he truly has so much talent and an all-star that I hope he gets his shit together, because I would love to see him back on the court doing the thing, balling out, and just being the next, wave of stars that the league is waiting to have. So we shall see.
Yeah, and just to add on to what you just said, Bunny, I know last week we had a little jokey joke about him and Dylan Brooks doing the whole New Jack City, whatever thing last week. But the same token, like we discussed with our special guest last week, Terrence Hargrove, T-Bone, about mental health. Be upfront about it. If it's something is going on with you, don't be ashamed to admit it and come up front and just be like, hey, I need the help, and let's get the help that you need so you can be a better person. And once you are a better person, you can be a better athlete and be out there and be a better role model, because you have people, like you said, T-Bone, you have people out there that's looking at what you do and want to follow your steps. So you may joke about certain things, but in regards to mental health, we don't want to see nothing in the news on ESPN pop up saying John Morant, 20-some-year-old basketball star, dead because of mental health issues and stuff, something like that. So we definitely want you to get better and just be a better man and get the support that you need.
Wait, did I miss something? Did something come out where he was diagnosed with something?
No.
He just put out a tweet. I don't have it verbatim unless you got it.
Well, here's the thing, though. We don't want to put everything on mental health, right? Because
right.
I don't want to, because see, here's what I'm starting to see happen a lot of times in society is that, anytime people go left or go astray, then the first thing they do is assume that it's mental health. Like, there's a difference between mental health and bad behavior. Those aren't the same thing necessarily. Now,
since you about to be the lawyer, give me the definition of mental health. Like, we use it loosely now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Definition.
But that's what I'm saying. The definition keeps expanding, right? We're not talking about somebody who's been diagnosed with anything where we know for sure, okay, this is what this person's suffering for. We just know doing a bunch of stuff that we wouldn't do. So then we all of a sudden say, well, oh, it must be mental health. Like,
so mental health, again, is this an adjective? Is it a state of being? Like, seriously, because you're saying you have to be diagnosed to say it's mental health? Because somebody's trying to need a mental health break.
I'm not saying
they have to be diagnosed with having a mental issue.
But I'm not saying it has to be. But what I'm saying is bad behavior does not necessarily equal mental health issues. You know what I mean? Like, people can do stuff wrong, and there may be reasons that they did something wrong, but that doesn't mean that there's necessarily a dysfunction that happened in their brain that's chemically triggering them to do certain things.
I guess, but the thing is, because he's in the public eye, we're not around him 24/7. So we don't know if he's been doing stuff leading up to getting caught on IG with these guns. He could be doing other stuff behind closed doors. His family, his so-called friends may know.
Yeah.
So again, he hasn't been diagnosed. We don't know what's on his chart. We don't know all the baggage he had back from his college years or even high school.
Like,
he came from the quote unquote perfect family. We still don't know what he did or what could spaz him out. We don't know. Like I said, I'm not a professional.
Like I don't want to go back into like politics, and I'm not going to dig too deep into this, but like that's what we're starting to see whenever like mass shootings happen. Is it's always a mental health thing with everybody when it's that now. And again, are we just letting people off the hook and just charging it up to mental health, which puts a stigma on people with actual mental health issues? Like I don't feel as comfortable saying it's mental health until we know for sure. Like it could just be somebody who's young and dumb. Like that's still a thing.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel you on that. Yes. Don't default to it and say it's an issue. We're gonna blame it on mental health. Because do we know if it is or not? Bad decision making, young and dumb stage, straight, under the influence of something that could cause you to have a bad decision making at the time. Is that equating to mental health? Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, we're not behind closed doors, see what he's doing all the time. But it's funny you say that. I only got to talk real quickly, but think of the character, the Joker, the new Joker movie. Now, can we honestly say this guy had mental health issues? But was he surely diagnosed at the time, like he doing these crazy things, like crazy actions, they equals the mental health? But then some people do the same thing. People like, no, that person just crazy. Like, well, what is it? ADHD. Everybody's hyperactive. Got to be ADHD? No. Some people just don't want to sit down. But I mean, I don't say behavior. It could be behavior, but it's not a mental issue. I don't know. I ain't the expert, but anyway.
I feel like we could, like the last handful of shows, I feel like we could have an episode not about sports, if that makes any sense. You know, although we've this and what's
when we had a countess on here, we were talking about the beauty stuff and the teas, or we're talking about makeup, or
oh, you talking about Terrence Hargrove from last week?
No.
When we had countess on here, we had a ladies' night.
No, the why am I blanking so hard? the basketball player, the girl basketball player. We were talking about all that stuff.
Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner. I was blanking for a second. We were talking about that and a lot of topics that are very
sports adjacent,
active right now that are not sports related. I feel like some of that stuff gets brought in, and I'm just like, bite my tongue, because I don't want to get crapped on. So, but
hey, please, it's open talk, sweetie.
Hey, look,
we interact with everybody. We don't have to always agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Hey,
just 2023, man. Like.
Look how Annie and I used to go at it on ladies' night, and you know, me and her didn't see a lot in common. We were really opposites, but I mean,
I just feel like we give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt, and we just put a tag on them, and that's it. And that's just how it's been, and that's that. Smooth, who's got your attention, or who we on, T-Bone?
T-Bone, you go ahead.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad that this rule was just put in here. You know, finally, we can tag in another quarterback in the playoffs, because the NFL just approved a rule to have the third emergency quarterback as long as they're on the 53-man roster ahead of time, and can't just bench a quarterback just because you're not happy with their performance. You got to actually have some injuries, as we saw in the playoffs when the 49ers. Excuse you. Anyway.
That was you, Smooth, making a noise. Wait a minute. What was that?
Wasn't me this time.
I swear I thought you was making a...
My dog apparently disagrees. Listen, I know you're upset about the 49ers game, just like I am. But, you know, hey, look, you win some, you lose some. You can't win them all. But maybe we can next year, because we'll be able to have a third quarter. Don't you talk to me that way. Anyway, maybe we'll be able to win the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl, because we'll be able to have that third quarterback next year.
I'm just ready to see the Bill Cosby's 49er sweater again. That's all.
Me too.
Say you, me too. Shoot. So yeah, mine, and this is in addition to what Bunny brought up earlier. We know that it's not sports related, you know, in regards to Tina Turner, but we do have to give, you know, our respects. But also, over the last week, we have lost some legends from locally St. Louis Cardinals beat writer for years, for over 50 years. The commish, Rick Hummel, he just passed away, I believe, 2 days ago. Then, as Bunny brought up earlier, just lost Tina Turner. She was born not too far from St. Louis, Missouri as well. And then the great Jim Brown. This man here, he retired early in his career. If he would have stayed on for maybe at least 10 years, he probably would have shattered all NFL records. But he retired at a young age. But going back to Tina Turner, I have this post from the mayor of St. Louis, to Charlotte Jones. I just wanted to read real quick. She has, long before there was Beyonce, there was Tina. From Sumner High School to Club Imperial to sold-out concerts around the globe, Tina Turner's undeniable voice and talent brought people together. Tina was musically royalty, a trailblazer, and a force to be reckoned with. No matter the odds or obstacles in her way, she cemented St. Louis' place in rock and roll history, and we cherish her legacy. We pray for her loved ones and admirers while celebrating everything the Queen of Rock and Roll has done to shape our city and the music industry as we know it today. But that was from the mayor of St. Louis to Charlotte Jones in regards to Tina Turner. But just in regards to over this last week, from the commish to Jim Brown and now Tina Turner, losing some legends, man. Joe, your thoughts on the commish?
Yeah, that was sad. I was not expecting that. He just got to retire. And he still showed up to spring training this year. But that's sad, he's a legend, like you said, 50-some years, and he had respect from not just St. Louis, but every writer, the big guys like Rosenthal and Passan and Morosi, they were all, tweeting out saying that like he's had some sort of an impact on him. And I had to go watch the Ian Rodgers TikTok of him dancing. That made me laugh. So, but yeah, it's definitely really sad. And Tina Turner, watched the Proud Mary of her and Beyonce earlier, whenever that came out. That was great, but it's just sad. Like you said, lots of legends.
And I'm about to say, respectfully, outside of my wife, Tina Turner probably had the best legs in entertainment, man. No matter how old she was, man, she had them legs. She was right, boy. And all the energy that she had through all her performances, she definitely set the standard in regards to entertainment. T-Bone, your thoughts on the commish or Tina Turner or Jim Brown?
I mean, you hate to see legends, legends go. It's also a reminder of, when you have family members getting older, you definitely want to make sure you're checking in and getting that time with them because, you never know what's going to happen. So, hope that their families are okay. And, for those with legacies and the good parts of legacies, let them keep living on and, keep going on.
Bunny, I know you said some words about Tina Turner. Did you have any further words for her or for the commissioner, Jim Brown?
Yes, regarding the commish, I didn't see that one coming. Joe Bo said he just retired. I didn't realize how many years he was a beat writer, because when I started having a passion for sports, not just watching on TV, but I learned a lot more baseball, football, because of reading this Post-Dispatch. So our parents used to get delivered every day, and I would read the sports to learn. I used to always read Rick Hummel and Bernie McGlass's columns, and that's how I learned, get insight. And so I just couldn't believe he's been in the game that long, but very knowledgeable. And Mr. Jim Brown, shout out to him. Actually, it's just crazy because I'm thinking about a couple of the athletes that died this year, or activists. So Jim Brown is known for his, on-field activities, being one of the great running backs. But he was a big civil rights activist. That's like how Bill Russell was for the NBA. Great basketball player, but was a civil rights activist too. And those definitely shouldn't be going unnoted. And hopefully people of today's athletes, if they don't know in the respective sports, big civil rights activists do, is not just being players, but being spokesperson for other blacks in this country that is very important that they know, because we wouldn't have a lot of stuff today without people like Jim Brown and even Bill Russell to do what they did. So legends definitely, and hopefully they definitely will what's the word? In memoriam for Jim Brown for the upcoming Brown season, and for the Cardinals as well. Maybe hopefully they'll put a emblem not on the jerseys, but like somewhere on the Busch Stadium to honor Rick Hummel as well.
Most definitely. It just shows you, man, that the older we get, the more you realize, of course, people are going to pass on and everything, but it just hits you different. Like, man, you're getting old when you see certain people live their life and now they're gone. So definitely rest in peace to those legends, and for those who lost loved ones recently, over the years, whatever it has been the case, definitely our condolences to each and every one of you. Up next, Miss Dub, you probably will be definitely happy because it's been a long time since we've done it, but role play is back tonight, and it's gonna be a little bit different. So in the past, it's been one person who will interview that celebrity, that athlete, that coach, whatever. But this time we're doing it pure press conference. So everyone gets an opportunity to ask questions to our special guest. So up first, let's have some fun. This will be his first time on the show. And for this guy here, I have to bring in two different personalities. I got to bring in the preseason edition and then the current Eastern Conference Finals edition. So with that being said, and Miss Dub says, yes, I love role play. We know you do, and we had to bring it back for you. So we got you. Our first guest, he plays tomorrow against the Boston Celtics in Game 5. They lost last night. Thought they would have swept them. Didn't happen. But this is going to be first the preseason edition of this man. And that's none other than Mr. Jimmy Butler with the dreads. Jimmy Butler.
Why you picked that picture?
I don't even look like.
I didn't think that was him. That's the AI Jimmy Buckets, huh?
Jimmy Butler, preseason edition. How you doing? Welcome to the Platform Sports Talk Show.
Preseason. Now you throw that curveball at me. How y'all doing? Thank you for having me on the Platform Sports Talk Show. By the way, excuse my voice. I'm not 100%. I'm just getting to the swing of things. This season is a long, long season.
It has been. I'll say it again, T-Bone.
So for some people it is, isn't it?
Yeah, me. Hey, I'm giving buckets all day, every day. We're gonna get far with me on your team. Come on now.
So the reason I had this photo of you up, because you decided during the off season to apparently grow some dreads or add some extensions. What made you take this route leading up to the 2022-23 season?
What made me try to grow some dreads during the 22-23 season?
Right.
Why not?
I'm
just saying, why should I have done it? Hey, what's wrong with changing my look?
That could be a t-shirt. Why not?
Why not?
This interview is going left already. I'm sorry, y'all. You need to mute. Okay, I'm back now. I'm sorry. Go ahead, interviewer. All right. I'm ready.
So it's all good, Jimmy. You came a long way. You went to Marquette. You played a few seasons with the Bulls, and then the Timberwolves, and the 76ers, and now the Heat. It just amazed me how you kind of had a low-key profile for a while, but now you kind of showed this different personality, which hence the picture that you show right now. What has it been about in regards to the NBA that made you change that personality and be more outgoing?
I am who I am. I feel like changing my look because I can do it. And I say, damn it, somebody got a problem with it, come stop me on the court. If not, then I'm going to rock this until y'all tell me I look like I can't play no more.
Which leads to present day Jimmy Butler. Now, not the dreads, got the braids back, and you have been showing up and showing out for the Miami Heat. They were a play-in team, and you beating the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks. Then you go on the next round, and you do your thing. Just making what should I say? You're willing the team all the way until the Eastern Conference Finals. How do you feel about the role that y'all have been taking right now in regards to this playoff run?
Well, first I gotta ask you, why you put this clown smirk on my face to be my profile picture right now? I'm just saying. As much as I ball out here, you gotta put some respect on my profile picture.
If I were where you are right now, I'd have a smirk too.
Right.
Hey, if I'm where I am right now, I'm having a smile. All 24 are showing. Jeez.
But yeah, so your thoughts in regards to the Heat and your playoff run?
We're doing a phenomenal job. You know, we have people that was counting us out. They had us down and out, especially coming in early as the AC. I think we're AC, right? Or did we be playing? Whichever.
You're right.
People had us down and out, but I knew my team really together. You know, we show up every day. I show up better than ever. And when I changed his hair, I got even more respect. And people really, really fearing me. And the last season in the playoff, we thought we were going far, but we had some injuries on our team. But now I'm doing what I can, and our team's doing what we can. And we're just ready to go to the finals and show up and show out.
So last night, y'all lost game 4, had the opportunity to sweep the Boston Celtics. What happened? And tomorrow, will y'all win and seal the deal and go to the finals?
Last night was a one-off. I mean, granted, we already was on a 3-game winning streak against the same team. And the Boston Celtics were the one that's supposed to be in the position we're in, supposedly. But again, we go up, we show out. I do what I can. My teammates do what we can. I mean, because Boston took 1 game from us and beat us, we're not scared. We showed up the next game. We're going to show up. We're going to shut them down, send 8 butts home, bring on the Nuggets, and see if we can get crowned NBA champions again.
So, Jimmy, do you like your nuggets extra crispy or spicy?
Well, when that question was asked, it can go 2 ways. Now, if you want it like how I like to eat my chicken nuggets Chick-fil-A style, I like them crispy with some Polynesian sauce. Now, if you're talking about, do I want my nuggets from Denver? Those Denver Nuggets on the floor with MVP, hey, they just a regular team, and we ready to show up and beat their butts and get their NBA championship.
Sounds good. Well, it was definitely an honor to have the one and only Jimmy Buckets on the platform Sports Talk Show. So we appreciate his time. You know, we have a busy show here, and he's the only basketball player, or should I say now, retired basketball player we have up next, Mr. Carmelo Anthony, to the platform Sports Talk Show. Carmelo Anthony, Mr. now retired. How are you doing this afternoon, sir?
What's good, y'all? What's good? Hey, I know that, last week, there was some people talking because I retired, and they said, there was some stuff that was said, and I just want to point something out. I'm going to give y'all a trivia question. What was the first team that I played for in the NBA?
The team that's in the finals. Nuggets.
Who was it?
Denver Nuggets.
What was the last team I played for in the NBA?
LA
Lakers.
Right. So here's what happened, yo. I got caught in a time warp. I actually found a time machine that came to me. It's like everything was spinning. Like, the Nuggets and the Lakers, when they meet in the playoffs, man, I don't know what year it is. You know what I mean? I thought I retired last year, or at least the league thought I did. You know that Mike Jones song, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me. Well,
What?
It turned out back then they did want me, and then now it's 2023, so I'm retired.
So it's interesting how you brought that up, because a whole lot has changed in your life over the last couple of years. Have you truly gotten over Lala Anthony?
Breaking news. Y'all got some breaking news music? Breaking news. The time machine just came back to 2020 to 2003, and I was listening to Exhibit, and tonight I might meet my next ex-wife.
Stay out the strip club if you want that to happen.
Well, back then she did want me. Now it's 2023, and I'm single, yo.
Again, if you want a future wife, stay out the strip club and don't make no side babies.
Well, they tell you when you go in that time machine, you're not supposed to mess with time and mess with the stuff there. Back to the future,
And you ain't supposed to be messing with no nasty women either, but I digress.
Look, I can't help it. Hey, I got some breaking news, y'all.
Again, you just gave us breaking news. Man, what the hell is this? Mello, whatever you smoking over there, I need you to put it down, okay? Take a break.
I just want to let y'all know I've retired from the Olympics.
Who said you was on the last Olympics?
Who said I was in the NBA?
You know what, Mello? Again, switch to what you're using. Put the smoking substance down. If you have a beverage in your cup, that's for adults, put that down too. Kick your feet up, enjoy retirement, and enjoy watching your son's basketball games, whatever sport he's playing. Leave Lala alone. She's minding her own business. You do that too, and go right off in the sunset into retirement.
Well, hey, look, I made a lot of money in my career. So if there was any NBA player that could, make a time machine, it's me. I'd like to thank the New York Knicks right now.
So, Mello, one of the things that people are saying that you should feel you made your biggest mistake as a NBA basketball player was when you had the opportunity to play with Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah, and the Bulls when they were right there along with the Heat as being that team, and you could have been that piece to maybe put them over the hump and get them to bigger and better heights. But you decided to you decided to stay in New York because of more money. Do you now look back into it? Do you regret making that decision and not going to the Bulls where you had a better opportunity to win a ring than you did with the Knicks?
Let me ask you a question. Did you watch DuckTales as a kid? Did you watch DuckTales as a kid?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember Scrooge McDuck having the diving board and jumping into his money?
Yep.
Do you think he regrets that? Because I don't. I actually made it, except instead of coins, I went with dollar bills.
Dollar bills, y'all. So
Yeah,
one of you saying
get them in trouble in the strip club, tell them stay away from them.
Well, hey, those dollar bills had to go somewhere. And
you can donate it for all I care, but I'm telling you, the strip clubs get into trouble for men, especially you basketball players. Ask Lou Williams and ask all other athletes. It doesn't end well, I promise you.
Hey, I got some breaking news, y'all.
Again? Oh my gosh. Right to the sunset. Dang it.
The Denver Nuggets select Carmelo Anthony as the number 3 draft pick.
This ain't 2003, bro. What you talking about?
I told you I got a time machine.
Okay. That's your story. You sticking to it. I forgot.
Hey, look, I just want to let y'all know that no matter what happens in these NBA finals, I'm a winner because the Lakers and the Nuggets, one of them's going to make it to the NBA finals, And you know what? Carmelo has never met a finals that didn't like him, partially because I never met an NBA finals, but that's okay.
Well, smack my mama.
That's right. Anyway, y'all, I got to get back to my diving board. I'm a little dry over here, and the dollar bills, they're starting to, wrinkle up. So I need to go dive in them some more and enjoy my money in my retirement.
All right. And with that being said, that was Carmelo Anthony making an appearance on the Platform Sports Talk Show. We're going to go ahead and switch gears, talk about some baseball. This man here has made some changes over this past season in regards to the rule changes and pace of play, and want to bring in more youth to the game of baseball. And we will now have him and an exclusive interview on the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday Night Sports Delight. None other than Rob Manford. Mr. Manford, can we call you Rob?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good, Smooth. Games are faster this year. I'm making lots of money. And yeah, as good as it can be.
So you reached out to us because you want to be on this show, and I just want to give you the platform now, no pun intended. Just give you the floor and give us your thoughts about, this upcoming season. This season, how it's going. And of course, why you want to be on the Platform Sports Talk Show.
Yeah, I just wanted to come in and talk about the rules. I wanted more offense in the game, which I feel like we're seeing, except for those San Diego Padres stacked lineup, and they're one of the worst offensive team in baseball. So we got to work on trying to help them out a little bit. Got bigger bases. We got a kid in Oakland that's on pace for 80 swipe backs. So that's something different we haven't seen in a very long time. You're seeing the time of the game go down from sometimes 3-4 hours to sometimes under even 2 hours this year. So I mean, whatever we could do to help the game, and to have that one final team hold up that piece of metal at the end of the year.
Now, Bunny, I know you have been a huge proponent in regards to speeding up the game. What are your thoughts in regards to what Rob Manford done so far? Do you have any questions for him?
Mr. Manford, I'm sorry, Rob. Good job on getting a pitch clock. That's just the beginning to me, but thank you for trying this out, and hopefully it gets better. Now, I know you made the basic, or you asked, MLB to make sure the bases are bigger, don't do a certain defensive shift, all of the ways to help make the game speed up some. Now, what about the manipulation that pitchers are doing, or let's say a batter has, ready to bat and the pitcher clock is going, and the pitcher does something to throw him off something, and then boom, he in trouble, the batter. So what are you doing with people trying to work around these loopholes? And not just with the speeding the game up. What about this whole let's check all these pitchers for substance on their hands and then these gloves of theirs? So you thinking every time a pitcher comes out from each inning, we're gonna do a spot check? Excuse me.
Well, you see, Bunny, we have to, try to make the game as fun as possible for this new crowd that's coming in. And we also have to make sure our big market teams are happy at all times. We had the St. Louis Cardinals catcher, Wilson Contreras. He was doing the rule as he was, as it is in the rule book, 8 seconds, go in the box, and then be facing towards the pitcher. Well, one of the best closers in the game right now, Kenley Jansen, didn't like that, and he got torched. And so the Boston Red Sox, one of our bigger market teams, they had to complain about it. So we just had to make some updates on that. As for the sticky stuff on the hands, we started doing that a lot more last year. We're a little more strict this year. And gotta say, we gotta protect those New York Yankees. They've 3 times now, but I just gotta protect them. My boyhood team, and we'll make sure we get it right by the time the playoffs come around.
And I understand that we have some breaking news from T-Bone.
I don't think it was from T-Bone, but I did hear from Carmelo Anthony that he's eligible for the MLB draft next year.
Please. Stop.
He's a designated. And look, just like in basketball, he's a designated hitter because he can put points up on the board, but you know, he can't run no bases. Can't run bases.
I'm gonna take everything back I just said.
Hey, look,
go to the strip club.
Carmelo's not gonna play defense. Okay.
Go to the strip club and hide out there. I'm taking everything back I just said. Just go to the strip club and hide. Please don't mention about MLB. Please don't try to pull Michael Jordan on us. Please spare us.
Carmelo thinks he's more like a Tim Tebow. He'll bring out the fans.
Tim, MJ, hell, anybody, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders. You're not them. Go right off into the sunset. Make a pit stop at the strip club. That makes you happy. Get the Lou Williams wings and keep it moving. IJS.
So, Rob, there was an incident that happened in LA a few months ago. I believe it was in April, where Cody Bellinger made a return back to LA. First time back since he left the team. Now he with the Cubs. And there was an incident. We know that you about pace of play, using the pitch clock, etc. But there was a moment in which Cody was getting a round of applause, standing ovation from the Dodgers faithful for everything that he has brought to the table for the Dodgers during his time there. And the umpire, I guess he just didn't know at all that Cody had a past in LA. And he called a strike because Cody wasn't in a batter's box looking at the pitcher ready for the pitch. Do you feel that umpires should have been known that, hey, if you got a certain guy coming back to a certain team for the first time, just out of respect, that they should give that player more time to show the crowd some love? Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw that and I was embarrassed. We need to do better as a or not an organization, but just as a league of its own to, get better umpires out there. We've had some questionable umpires this year in general, but something like that cannot happen. So hopefully we can get that taken care of. But we'll probably worry about that more on the during the off season.
And we know that in about a month, we have the London series, Cardinals and Cubs. Your thoughts in regards to that upcoming series? Are you excited? And I'm sure you're going to be going to London. Is that correct?
Yeah, I will be there. I'm very excited. One of the more historic rivalries in the sport. They may be very bad divisional teams, but it's still going to be fun. And for, a different country to get to see them play. That's our goal, is to try to get teams out to different countries around the world and show our product.
Well, Rob Manford, we enjoy your time. I know that you have a very, very tight schedule. So thank you for taking time out to be on the Platform Sports Talk Show.
Thank you for having me, Smooth, Bunny, Carmelo Anthony. Nice to meet you guys.
Same here. You're still full of it, but same here.
Yikes. We'll never come back.
All right. That was role play, and we're not done. Joe, who do we have up next?
You're Allie, right? Is that who you are?
Keep it with the baseball thing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's not answering, so we say yeah. All right. I believe we got Ali Marble on the line with us right now, joining the platform. Ali, this is your second year as the Cardinals manager. And it's been a doozy. It's May 24th. There's been a lot of headlines. You're probably by the end of tonight going to be in last place or fourth place in the NL Central, a very weak division. So tell me how you're feeling about this year as a whole so far.
Well, first off, I just want to say that it's an honor to be on the show. I am doing double duty because I am right now in the dugout. And I am watching my team lose 10-2 against the sorry-ass Reds. But that's just how baseball is. I have to make some adjustments with our starting pitching, which I know has been a huge deal in St. Louis. But I'll go ahead and do what's done. But in regards to the season, all I can say is, are you not entertained?
Wait, is this supposed to be like the movie 300? Wait, what?
All right, as a fan of the team, no, I'm not. I'm gonna be real with you, Ali. If I was a sports writer, you'd give me a lot to write about, which that's been going around. But no, I'm not that entertained, especially after watching what's happening on the TV tonight. And I just don't know how do you feel with your general manager or Pobo Mo with the roster that he's provided for you?
So I was told that this is a safe space on the platform sports talk show. Is that correct?
Yes.
Just
Sorry.
like nobody else is listening.
All right. So on here, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you, as the young ones say. Even I am kind of young myself. But I feel that if I had more control of this team and not have to follow the steps of leadership in regards to Mo and in regards to the DeWitt family, that this team would have had a much better start in the season. I told you from the get-go when I got hired that my mission was in regards to we win the World Series or it's a complete failure. And I meant that. Last year, we had a great regular season, won the Central Division Championship. I did make a hiccup in regards to not taking out Helsley in the playoffs, and that cost us that victory, that series, and it may have spiraled over to this year. But, Joe, I kind of heard earlier some of the reps from the Cardinal organization let me know that you said earlier that analytics is kind of killing the game. And I do like analytics, but I also believe that we need to look at the more human side of the game, the human element of the game, and do a better job in that. And if I can get more control than what I have been given right now, I feel like we will be a better team. Now, my thoughts have been coming to this year, especially not having Yachty, not having Albert Pujols anymore. I wanted to get the first month of the season as a feel, just to see what guys will step up, what guys are going to say, you know what, this is my team, I'm going to take over, what pitchers are going to show up. And right now, we have been playing much better. It has been a slow start. We are getting there. We are still the best team in the NL Central. We will win that division. I guarantee you that. But I'm still working on what will be the right pieces in regards to the outfield, in regards to the pitching staff, and I will hopefully get through the management that we get the right pieces so I can do more of my job and bring more wins to the city.
Allie, can you you mentioned the outfield. There was right out the gate, controversy with Tyler O'Neill. And then just 2 weeks ago, your brand new catcher that was going to be here for 5 years, biggest contract the Cardinals ever given out to a free agent. And it was, he's not going to be our catcher, but now he's catching again. Can you explain, I guess, through your eyes, what the heck is going on with this organization? Because this does not feel like the quote unquote Cardinal way. It does not seem very professional, and it's honestly kind of looked like a laughingstock in St. Louis.
So first, in regards to Tyler O'Neill, I did tell him before I told the press how disappointed I was in regards to his effort. His claim to fame has been his speed and his athleticism. And those two things were not shown that night during that time at that game. He wants to make money. We all do, as Carmelo Anthony. But that game, he did not give 100%. And he had to be that scapegoat or whatever you want to call it. But we have a certain principle when you're with the Cardinals, especially when you're someone who has not made it like a Arenado, like a Goldie, like a Pujols, like a Yachty, where you can take maybe a playoff or two and not go 100% because you've already made it. You already established yourself. Tyler O'Neill has not done that. And that's what I was letting him know, is that with you, we expect greatness from you. And we know that you can do it. We know that you can bring more to the table. and you going 85% around the bases, that's not going to better you or better this team. And for anyone who has a problem with how that was handled, then that's a personal problem, because we are all about demanding excellence here. That's what the fans of St. Louis have always wanted since day one, from the days of Willie McGee, Vince Coleman, going back to Lou Brock, Bob Gibson, Ozzie Smith. They were always giving their all, no matter if they had a small ankle injury, their toe, or something wrong with their finger. They gave it their all because we are a blue collar team. And I had to let Tyler O'Neill know personally and throughout the team that we demand excellence. And that's what I was hoping he would have caught and ran with that. And as you see where he is right now in the IL. In regards to the catcher situation, I had to admit, yes, the way that we handled that situation was totally wrong. Once again, I'm following orders from my bosses, and they wanted to do a different direction. And as you see, Contreras has not been the issue. The issue has been our pitching, which should have been addressed in the offseason. I'm working on getting things together, like I said before. We're going to see through this. And hopefully we don't have any more philosophical differences, and we can be more consistent day in, day out, from pitching to our offense, to the outfield, to all facets of the game.
I just have one more for you, Ali, before if anyone else wants to ask a question. I seen something, and this might be more of a Mo question, but I saw Jed Hoyer, the Cubs Pobo GM, pretty much he's taken blame for him not constructing a good enough bullpen and for their failures, not giving David Ross a good enough bullpen to work with. Do you feel like Mo has maybe done something like that, say, with the starting rotation for you? Do you feel like you were given, the best options for this team?
I feel that this organization may have misevaluated a few guys. We may have put our faith in certain guys because we didn't want to maybe pay more to go outside of the organization. We put our faith and belief that a certain player can do this at a certain age, that a certain guy who we signed last year could be a solid player. We put our faith in guys from Japan and guys from Wakanda, or wherever you want to say, in hopes that they would come in and do a great job. So I just have to say, overall, management has not done the best job, and we are behind the 8-ball. And that's why I said before, if I get more control, like Tony La Russa did when he won during his glory days with the Cardinals, then I think we'll be in a better place. So I hope that there's more trust in me, that I can steer the ship right and get even better results from our team overall.
All right. If any of our, other questionnaire guys have any questions, go ahead and ask Ali. If not, then I think we'll let you go.
I have a quick one. So, there's a trend in baseball overall, or not even just baseball, but sports in general, where when teams underperform, one of the first people to go is really the coach, or in this case, the manager. So do you feel like your job may be on the line after this season if things don't go as planned?
Not at all. I don't feel that at all. I feel like that's a travesty to young coaches like myself. If you've seen in the NBA, there are certain coaches that if you have one bad season after you take a team to the playoffs or maybe to a finals or whatever,
coach of
one
the year.
bad season, exactly, one bad season should mean all of a sudden give the boot. We're trying to grow something here. We can't look back and say this is how it was done with Tony La Russa. This is how it was done with Whitey Herzog. This is how it was done with Mike Matheny, with Mike Schilt, etc. I'm trying to set something different here where we have guys who go all out every night. They give their best effort, and simply They just do their job, play their part. And I'm here. There have been a lot of complaints about managers in the past not being more open to players, to media, and I don't hold my tongue. There have been complaints about the team not doing this, not doing that. I see all those complaints. I'm being told about it. I love coaching for St. Louis, for the Cardinals organization. I want to bring another championship to St. Louis. I am that right guy. I have the faith and belief in my abilities. And as I stated before, we're going to right this ship. I do feel a shakeup will be needed, that I will be talking to management about. Because we need to bring in more solid, steady players and not guys who are streaky. I think that's been our issue. And I see that. It doesn't take social media for me to realize what's going on with our team. As I said before, a few weeks ago, the fans aren't the only ones frustrated in regards to how the season started, because I want to win every game. That's my mentality. It's World Series or it's a failure. So I'm going to do everything in my powers to make that happen, but I have to have more control, and I feel like I will not be the one to go. We'll right this ship.
Bunny, you got any questions?
Sorry, somebody was I couldn't hear the last thing you said.
I just asked if you had any questions for Mr. Marmal.
Well, she's traumatized while she was crying over here because she don't understand why the Cardinals keep losing and that Marvel. I should say keep losing. They're on a winning streak, but Marvel's decision making for knocking out some of these pitchers hasn't been the best, so she's a little frustrated and she's pouting. But no question, she's just gonna wait and see what happens by the All-Star break. If not anything for the best, if not playoff bound, maybe, then she's Marvel. You think he should lose his job? You gonna tell him that? No. Oh, you're not gonna tell him that? Oh, okay.
I like her already. Tell that young fan I will make sure that she gets some tickets to our next homestand here in St. Louis. And
now wait a minute, Ollie. Now wait a minute. Now we know that kids 4 and under get in for free. What are we doing here? What are we doing, Ollie? Huh?
What can I say? I'm just doing my job here.
All right. Well, thank you, Ali, for joining the show. Hopefully, we can have you on later on in the year when hopefully the Cardinals are playing better baseball.
It's been a pleasure, and go Cardinals. All right. And that was role play. It's been a minute. It was fun. So shouts out to Jimmy Buckets, to Carmelo, to Rob Manford, and to Ali Marmo. This is your Wednesday night sports like the platform sports talk show. Once again, I am your boy Smooth, and right below, holding the little one, we have
it's your girl Bunny.
And going to SLU for law school, we have
T-Bone.
And represented from the Boondocks, we have
Joe.
There you go. Sticking with the Cardinals, flipping the bird. So until they get over 500, Joe, we still flipping the bird right now. But as we said, or as Ali said earlier, the Cardinals are down right now, bottom of the ninth, down 10-2 against the Reds. Stevie Matz, Stevie, another poor showing of the game. He needs to go, but maybe the money may say differently. He may stay on in regards to a starter. Joe, do you ever see a time where the Cardinals will say it's not about the contract, it's about the production on the field?
Cardinals will never be a team that admits to being wrong about anything, honestly. No, I don't see it happening. We all know and they know that they need starting pitcher help, but if you're going into over the weekend saying that you got a 6-man rotation and then saying Liberators gonna be a reliever and then a starter and a reliever, messing with him, and were you gonna have an 8-man rotation next? Like, I don't know. It's been very bad. Even one of your best, Jordan Montgomery, has not been good for like the last month or so. So it's just It's been honestly kind of a poop show. Like you could probably point out, I would say counting on one hand's being generous. I can probably think of 3 starts all year with the entire rotation that's been good. Like it's all been bad. You got nothing but a bunch of 4s and 5s on this team.
And before we continue on, Bunny, I know you got to go ahead and go. Got to put the little one down. So, any last words?
She will let me. Can I get a few words in? Tell the Cards to get their act together. Lakers are out, so we're still hoping, still watching the Celtics pull it off. Even though Jimmy Buckets was interviewing saying he's going to the finals, we're still hoping for Tatum to pull it off for the Celtics. And CDSC, shout out for them getting back on that winning streak of 1 game. Let's keep that up. Yeah, and shout out to all our listeners on Twitch, Hot 365 Radio, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, all that good stuff. All right, guys, it's been fun, but we gotta run. She's ready to go to sleep.
All right. Well, have a good one, Bunny, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
All right. Good night.
All right, there we go. Now we got the final 3. So continue on with baseball. Joe, yeah, like you said, the Cardinals need to get to a situation or to a point where they just have to be like, we have to put our best team out there and forget the contract. Okay, forget the name on the back. Bottom line, we need to put the best guys out there. And speaking of which, I have to go ahead and give props because I have been putting this man down for the last couple of years, and I'm gonna go ahead and show him love right now, and that's Paul DeYoung. This guy here, he has been a great story for the Cardinals. He's been criticized, ridiculed, the whole nine, going with a lot of things in regards to how he approaches the game. But this season, he has came back after a stint in the IL, and he just been doing his thing. He's probably, actually, from what I've seen, he has more home runs. Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. He has more home runs than Trey Turner, than Carlos Correa, then Alexander Bogaerts, 3 guys that was in free agency, and he's outperformed them all. And he's a great defender at shortstop. What has been your thoughts in regards to the rejuvenation with Paul DeYoung? I'm not saying this may last all season, but looks like he's on the right track. He's changed his game up. Your thoughts in regards to Paul DeYoung?
I will definitely say that it's this hot streak's going a lot longer than I thought it was because he was hot for a second and then he struck out like 12 out of his like next 18 at bats or something, and then he's flipped it to another gear. Honestly, he's been playing great defense. He's hitting the ball all over the place, and that what you said was correct. Trey Turner hit one today, so I don't know if he's got like 6 now, I think. But regardless, he's playing very good shortstop, and he's hitting well. And I do think that even with how Tommy Edmonds playing, this might be the younger Edmonds getting traded at the deadline. I think if we're anywhere near where we're wanting to be for a starting pitcher, that's what I think at least. So keep it up, both of them, and it's fun competition.
Second person that I want to bring up, and this may have some people in an uproar, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and put it out there. But that's Jordan Walker. I believe that he is currently in the right place right now in the minor leagues. Now, what I will say, the Cardinals organization did mess up in regards to how they went about doing things. Now, I know Albert Pujols, he's a different story. He's a different animal in regards to how he won the team's heart in regards to what he did in spring training that year. But it did take, Joe, and you remember, it did take for Bobby Bonilla to get hurt for Pujols to be on the roster. But in regards to what's going on with Jordan Walker, as great of a player he's going to be, he is right now where he should be in the minor leagues. Thanks to MLB.com and them adding minor league games. I have been watching a lot of the Memphis Redbird games, and you have seen prior to, let's say, these last 3, 4, 5 days or so, struggling. Maybe because it's been his new swing. The team wanted him to have the whole 9. But looking back at it now, I do wish the team would have not brought him up at the beginning of the season. And if they had those thoughts about his swing and his approach, they should have addressed that before he went to, to St. Louis and start playing games. Because I have seen him struggle, not just offensively, but just in regards to fielding as well. And I saw a post that Bernie Miklasz had on social media yesterday. Is that it's nothing wrong with making sure that your star-studded player is getting all the attention that he needs by playing every day, getting him right. It's just the fact of how the Cardinals handled that situation that made everything bad. Second thing I want to say, because I've been hearing this a whole lot, and I hope a lot of people are tuned in and watching this and the whole 9. But there's been this big narrative because Jordan Walker is black that the Cardinals wasn't trying to keep him on the roster because of his skin color. And I want to debunk that narrative because they want him to be the guy. It's not like they don't want him to be the guy, so go away and be bad forever, or because Major League Baseball as a whole, and T-Bone, you could probably, back me up on this as well, but Major League Baseball as a whole has an issue with black players. It's not like they're on every team or you have 10 or more black players on one team or whatever. But there has been this thing that people have been saying for years about the Cardinals and their treatment of black players. This is not one of those things with Jordan Walker. They legit want him to be the Jordan Alvarez and Mike Trout of the Cardinals. They want to see him get better. It's just the way how they handled that approach that was wrong. But I want to debunk that notion that because he's a black player, the Cardinals didn't want him to be on the squad, because that's far from the truth.
They never would have drafted him if that was how they thought.
Exactly.
Like Mason Wynn, too. Like, these guys are some of the best prospects in all of baseball. Like, of course they want him up here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cardinals bring that on themselves, though. I mean, that criticism, because people are. I don't remember everybody on the rosters for the past few years, but wasn't there a few years where there was no black players on the Cardinals roster?
Like, it was maybe about.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say, my thing is like, there's Dominicans and Puerto Ricans that look black.
Right.
They're not African American, but there's a lot of teams that don't have African American players on the team. They just have Hispanic people on their team. They're just dark skinned, like Jordan Alvarez. He's the only, if you want to say, black person on the team. You know what I'm saying? But he's Cuban. So that's like a lot of people in every team in Major League Baseball. It's just baseball doesn't have. They don't. We talk about it all the time. They don't put their game out there enough, or they don't put. Like, I remember when Dexter Fowler was here, he liked to put a field down in the lesser neighborhoods to try to get black kids to like the game more and help out. It's just they don't have fields and the equipment around to get that interest in the game, and that's on baseball itself. I don't think it's a St. Louis Cardinals thing.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I didn't say that the criticism is valid. I said I understand where it comes from. It's just the fact that when you don't see a lot of black people playing baseball, and the narrative, like, because when we were kids, like, that wasn't a narrative. You know what I mean? Like, that narrative started coming over the past 10, 15 years with baseball when it comes to like black players and stuff. So I think that it's just more of a, once you start to see black players not really featured or seen or drafted or on rosters, the reasons why they're not there can be totally valid, right? Like, we picked the best players that we picked in the order that we came. This is what we did. Those are totally valid. But when you have no black players on the team, and then you have one who looks like he's a big standout, there's going to be the criticism, whether it's right or wrong. There's going to be the criticism of, oh, y'all just took him down because of this, rather than the skills and abilities that's required. So they kind of that's going to kind of come with things, and this is one of those things where, as baseball goes, they'll kind of have to like take that criticism and just take it, and then just prove people wrong. That's basically all they can really do at this point.
So going back to the other Jordan Walker stuff, though,
right?
The Cardinals messed up. They should have done it. The fact, like, if they just didn't have the video of Ali Marmol telling Jordan Walker that you sucking in the last 2 weeks of spring training made us want to put you on the roster because you held yourself so good, like, why? Like that's what made it look so bad. And then you're like, oh, we're gonna send him down now because he's hitting the ball into the ground and he's struggling. Like that's the stuff that really annoys me. He's definitely playing a little bit better down in Memphis, and we'll see what happens, I guess, by the All-Star break. Tyler O'Neill, what we all know how I feel about him. Dylan Carlson's on the IL. You got Newt Barr out there. Alec Burleson, I kind of think he's a waste of a position player on the team right now. So is Trace Barreras. Like there's just the whole roster construction as a whole has just been kind of questionable. So I'm sure we'll see him again at some point this year, maybe by the All-Star break, and sooner, I guess, if we're further behind, who knows. But just every topic we've talked about Cardinals-wise, it's all the Cardinals' fault. Like they just handled every single aspect of the game this year very poorly.
Yeah, and say it again, T-Bone. I'm sorry.
I said, do you think that they'll wind up coming back and, having one of those seasons where they, either barely make it into the playoffs or, make it to, basically playing team?
So my answer is they're going to still win the NL Central. My issue is if they don't make a huge shakeup. And when I say shakeup, I mean you may have to trade a Edman, like you said, Joe, or Donovan, and get some better pitching. You need to do something similar to what the Braves did and bring in some guys who are going to be steady players where you don't have to worry about no platoon movement, or if you got a lefty pitching, then you got to put this guy in the outfield. No, you need guys who you can depend on at center, at right, at left. You need a steady outfield. You need better pitching. That guys who can who can pitch at least 6 innings, so then the bullpen don't be taxed. A shakeup is going to be needed for this team, not just to win the Central, but to make a move in the playoff, because that's my biggest thing. Yes, we're going to win the Central because the division is not that great. But what are we going to do when we get in the playoffs? That's my main thing. And until a shakeup happens, we're not going to go past winning the division. It's going to be another year like it has been this past season and the year before, unless we shake things up. And management has to say, look at this team right now. Like you said, Joe, Burleson playing the outfield should not be going on. Juan Yepes in the outfield should not be going on. That's why we need to have Jordan Walker to improve right now so he can be that third guy in the outfield. Dylan Carlson, if he doesn't show anything, okay, we have to make a different move. You see what Mercado, outside of today, when he had a ball, hit his glove, and then went over the wall, some things happen. But we need to have a more steady, dependable lineup every game and better pitching. And this team can do more than just win the Central. But I am fully confident this team will win the Central because we're only, 6 games back of the Central right now. And that ain't nothing in regards to this division.
T-Bone asked me if they get to 500.
Joe, will
No, I'm saying ask me again that same question if they get to 500.
Ask you if they'll get to 500?
No, I'm saying like ask me if I think they'll have one of those magical seasons.
Oh, once they get there.
I said if though, because who knows? Like we'll play good and we lose. So far we've lost 2-4 against the Reds. And I'm sorry, game 1. Like I said, Montgomery is supposed to be one of your better pitchers. He has not shown it the last couple starts, but like you score 5 runs in Cincy. I know it's Cincy, but it's the Cincinnati Reds have a terrible roster. There's no reason for you to score 5 runs and to lose that game. I'm sorry, that's bad. So gotta hope you can split tomorrow.
You want to answer that question from Ms. Williams?
She said, does the top Cardinals management care about winning at all, or do they just care about doing just good enough to keep the fans coming?
Capitalism.
They will say it's the first part. All the rest of us will say, from what we're watching the last 6-7 years, it's the other part. So I don't know. It's at times you think, when they trade for stars like Goldie and Nato, they're trying. You make a weird trade for Bader for Monty. Okay, interesting. You sign Wilson Contreras, but then you spend all this money on the low-hanging fruit for starting pitching when everyone knows that's a big part of today's game, and so are strikeouts, and the Cardinals don't go out there and do it, and then you have the general manager or presidents of baseball operations say that, oh, well, we had, ties into some of the pitchers this offseason, which he told Brendan Schaefer that they didn't during the offseason. Now he comes out and says that they didn't go through, and then he's like, but the people we had contact with are either really bad this year or they're hurt. Well, there's this guy, Nathan Eovaldi, that's pitching pretty damn good for the Texas Rangers right now. I would have loved to have him, and he strikes out at least 8 guys a game. So, I don't know. It's just they don't want to spend that extra little bit to be a top-tier team. I feel like they're okay with just winning a very weak division.
Right.
And let's see what happens.
Yeah, and this is something that I've been saying, Joe, for the last 2 or 3 years now, is that I just personally feel that the front office is out of touch with today's game. They're still stuck in their Cardinal way from when he won back in 2011, and that's just not the way you can win now. And especially when you're scared to go out and see about a Trey Turner and Bryce Harper and whatever, because you feel like the internal options are going to be better, or that's just not how we run things, because we don't want to spend X amount of your dollars, for 15-year contract and stuff like that, because that's not just how we operate. But that's the way teams are winning nowadays. Now I ain't saying get 15-year contracts for every player, but it has to be that 1 or 2 guys that it's like, you know what, they are this great and we can let them slip by us. And my biggest issue is that we don't even put our name in the hat for an opportunity to get a guy. Like, when have you heard of the Cardinals were this close to getting Trey Turner or this close to getting Bryce Harper or whatever? We haven't even tried to get them. That's been my issue.
That's the thing. When Mosaic said about the pitchers, he came out and said we weren't in on any of the shortstops. I don't know where that was coming from. So you're telling me 2 years back to back of just at least 5 all-star shortstops out there on the market, and you just didn't even dabble a little bit.
Do you think that there may be, again, I'm not saying it's correct strategy, but do you think that there may be strategy in when the Cardinals go after somebody, they know that that's the person that they want, and they want to know that that person's going to come there, so that way when they go after them, they don't have to be seen as losers in the public, like, oh, they passed this person up. Like, if the Cardinals want you, then, that's a whole different thing. Do you think there may be something to that?
There's a lot of losers, though. Like, you're telling me there wasn't 15 teams in on Trey Turner? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just, who's a big loser is there's an interview of Bryce Harper saying the Yankees never even reached out about talking to him when he was a free agent. Yankees are losers. Like, that's dumb. That's idiotic.
So my answer to that is the Cardinals, and I believe this goes back to the whole Duncan and LaRussa time. The Cardinals organization is still in the mindset that they can sign a certain guy and they feel they can change his whole life around and make him that, the diamond in the rough, the devil's magic type player, and they've been burned by that. Because look at what's going on with Steven Matz and whoever else they've been signing. That's why they don't want to go and get that big name player who's already established, who, if you would have signed him, he would have just done amazing things, because they always want to be that team that can be a big reclamation project. And if you come to St. Louis, we're a winning organization, and because of our fans and because of the passion that we have, that we can flip you around and make you be Superman. And
I don't
it's
even get that, because I don't even know. I can't even name the last person that's done that.
Thank you.
We
That's
we got Matt Halliday, but Matt Halliday was already an all-star. He was a stud,
Exactly.
And Miles Michaelis, but he's mid now,
And look at it. All the previous prize prospects that we have recently dealt with over the last 5 years, from Tyler O'Neill to Harrison Bader to Dylan Carlson, they have not done anything worth saying they are that guy with the Cardinals. But then it'd be the other guys who didn't get any big pub that's been productive. Tommy Edman, Lars Newbar, Brendan Donovan. Those been the guys who's been showing up. So it's like y'all evaluation on certain guys has been terrible. But and I hate to do this, Joe, but you had a guy like a Rosarena, and you didn't give him an opportunity to shine because you thought you believed in O'Neal and you believed in Bader. You had guys like Garcia, who played for the Rangers now. Now, the Rangers also put him on waivers for a second, whatever. But the Cardinals had him, and they never gave him the opportunity to even show that he could be that guy. And now he's leading the AL in RBIs. He's an all-star. You know about Randy A. And right now, we out here playing Tommy Edman and Donovan and Yepes and Burleson in the outfield because of how we evaluate players. That's the issue of the front office. And it's showing right now. And that's why the frustration has been mounting, because this team looks at the division, like what Joe said earlier, and say, oh, well, because we're in the Central, we ain't got to be as aggressive because we're going to win it automatically. But then you get to the playoffs, and look what happens. You out the first round because you don't have enough dudes, pitchers and hitters, who can be consistent primetime players day in, day out, because you're scared to invest long term. And now look at us.
To be fair, last year, it was our day-to-day, day in and day out players that didn't really produce in the playoffs, while you had Pujols, came through in a moment. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Molina come through in a moment too, right? When they came up to bat towards the end. But it was our day-to-day players that didn't really, So I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily fair, because last year it was the day-to-day people that failed us.
In regards
last
to
year was a magical year, and all the Devil Magic's now gone for this year. Yeah. So that's just that. Like, everything pretty much besides winning the World Series went right for the Cardinals last year.
Yep. So, but just imagine if you would have gotten, when you had the opportunity, you could have gotten a Trey Turner, who's a guy that shows up when it mattered. Unlike last year, Goldie and Arenado, you could have had a Kyle Schwarber who shows up when it matters. You could have had a Rosarena who shows up when it matters. You could have had a Harper who shows up when it matters. That's the issue.
Harper's the one. I can tell you, I still feel some type of way about Harper because Harper's probably the one that would have made the difference, obviously. So yeah, I can understand that one. I just wonder, just trying to play the other side because want to be fair to the organization if possible. Or fair enough.
They are sleeping on cash tonight after losing 10-3 or whatever. Just don't even try to feel some way for them.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I can see from their point of view, from a marketing point of view, you don't want to be one of the teams that Bryce Harper passed up on. That devalues your organization in a little bit, just a little bit. But
I just don't know how. Like I said, like Aaron Judge, for example. Giants will be made fun of for the rest of their lives because of arson, and then Correa. Like, yeah, that's different because they went out and said they're going to spend a shit ton of money, made an not them themselves, but John Heyman made an arson judge, tweet and everything. Stayed in New York, and then you the Correa thing. All kinds of teams missed out on him. I don't think there's anything wrong with missing out. I think it's a little wrong with Mozeliak now looking back and oh yeah, we probably made a mistake about the Randy A thing. That's different, I think.
I'm looking at it more from, again, I'm not even trying to analyze it from the on the field or the fans. I'm looking at it from the business side, and the only thing I could think of, if this is even a thing, only thing I could think of is if you're talking about your advertising partners, your sponsors, and all that type of stuff. It's almost better for them business wise to not jump in on the race than to be the guy that loses this big marquee player, right? Like in a way, it kind of makes you look bad because you got all these sponsors and other people who would be happy to see that person. You get their hopes up, and then maybe they start to look otherwise. That's the only thing I can think of.
I think it looks worse to see that you didn't even try at all.
Right.
Especially as a team like the Cardinals that everyone expects to win.
I say that because you're not compared to anybody else if you don't try, right? So you can't be seen as lesser than let's throw the Cubs and the Yankees and the Dodgers just to get all the main points here. But you're not seen as less than one of those three teams in a competition. If Bryce Harper's like, oh yeah, I'm leaning this way, leaning that way, the Cardinals aren't on my radar. It makes you, to me, in a way that can make you look lesser than to some people who want to invest money to you. So if you don't get involved, they're not comparing you to those other teams in a way. That's, again, I'm just trying to just thinking of what the possibilities could be from their mindset.
I mean, we appreciate the effort, T-Bone, but
I ain't taking it. I ain't having it.
Thank you very much. Before you go, last thing in regards to St. Louis professional teams, CDSC got back on the winning side. They defeated Sporting KC, the so-called America's soccer capital, this past weekend. What did you see in your overall thoughts in regards to them coming back and being on the winning side?
Well, what I saw, KC's an awful soccer team. I mean, everyone talks about it. They only have 2 dubs this year. But they just looked like they were, with the atmosphere of the fans, and they started playing the way they were playing beginning of the year, making the other team make stupid mistakes. And yeah, they came out with a dub. Berkey played a hell of a game. Dude's a monster, no goals given up by him. And the KC's owner of the team or GM, he was making stupid remarks, taking cheap shots on Twitter about how if history serves them, the City SC won't be here in 18 years or whatever, basing off the Rams. That's messed up. And then we go out and do that to him. So whatever, but that'll be a good, fun rivalry for years to come. They probably have a Cardinals Cubs vibe, Cardinals Royals vibe for the time being. But it's just good to get back in the win column and hopefully bring that momentum into this weekend.
And lastly, if I missed Dub in regards to the Cardinals, truth is business hate risk, so playing the safe can keep sponsors. T-Bone aha. right. Well, Joe, thank you for your time. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. You have a great rest of your evening. See y'all on the chat. We'll see you in the chat and everything.
All right, you too. Congrats, T-Bone. Law
you.
school, what up? Smooth. Have fun on your vacation.
Appreciate it.
And I am not sorry the Lakers got swept. All right, bye.
Ooh. There goes Joe Bo. She had to go ahead and let that out because I was gonna definitely say something. But anyway, Miss Dub says I think St. Louis City is doing well for their first. Oh, they definitely are. I mean, they are, I believe now 8-4-1 or 7-4-1. So they're doing incredible. And they have some guys who's coming back. So that should definitely help them get better and better and maintain the winning ways at this time. So as Joe just brought up, Lakers did lose, and we have the NBA playoff bracket going on. So in the West, the Denver Nuggets did sweep the Lakers, and tomorrow, as brought up earlier, when we had Jimmy Butler on, the Miami Heat goes back to Boston for Game 5 as the Heat are up 3-1. T-Bone, have you been watching the NBA, playoffs, and what has been your thoughts?
I've been in and out, but I gotta ask, how mad do you think that LeBron was that Boston won that game yesterday?
Pissed.
Because you want to be, if you're gonna be swept, don't be the only one to get swept.
Right. Don't be the only team you're like, why gotta be me? Now I gotta hear even more stuff on social media. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. For all those LeBron haters,
oh boy,
Lakers haters, I have 2 words for you. And this even goes to my wife, because she is the ultimate LeBron hater as well. For all those on social media who leaves posts, they find stats to try to compare me to this person, to that person, to what my team has done, who want to lead these memes, who want to show this and show off and this and that and that. I got 2 words for you, and that's thank you. Because what you are doing is I have you rent-free in all of y'all heads. Because y'all put so much energy in LeBron James. Because y'all put so much energy and so-called hatred and criticism and this and that. Y'all put all this energy to try to find ways to hate on me. Shows that I've done an incredible job during my 20 years in the NBA. And also, it lets me know, T-Bone, that those LeBron haters, they're hurt. They're butt hurt. Because apparently, some way, somehow, LeBron James has broken their hearts. They either beat your favorite team, he either beat your favorite player, some way, somehow, and he's defied the odds over 20 years to be called the chosen one while in high school and be able to have the success that he has had, winning championships with 3 different teams, and not one time when he won a championship, T-Bone, was he the second guy on a team. Was he that backup star? No, he was the reason why he won those championships. Yes, even in Cleveland, when they won against the Warriors, Kyrie made the shot, but LeBron carried the team the whole series.
I think LeBron is still sending some royalties to Ray Allen every year to thank him for keeping their hopes alive.
Oh, yes.
Because if he hadn't made that shot, if he hadn't made that game 6 or whatever, they'd been out. That would have been it.
No. I am not disagreeing. That's why I brought up Kyrie, because Kyrie made that shot against Golden State. Ray Allen made that shot. That's what your supporting cast, that's why it's called supporting cast. That's what they should be doing. But what I'm saying is that throughout the whole series, if it wasn't for LeBron, in all those championships, they wouldn't even have won the ring. So with that being said, to all the LeBron haters who wants to use so much energy to put all this bad stuff about him, thank you. Because that means that he's done so much to make you to have him live rent free in your head, in your soul, to be so mad or now so happy because I got swept, because I must have done some great things. The biggest ultimate respect, when Derek Jeter would always say this, is when you go to an opposing place and the fans are booing you like crazy. That's the ultimate sign of respect. And what they're doing right now on social media, what my wife did the other night when she had me on the live, look, and I was looking sad because the Lakers lost, which I knew they were, but still, it is what it is. I took it like a champ because of my success, because of what I have done over 20 years. To put that energy to show that hate means that I've done my job. And LeBron has nothing else to prove. He's done everything he needs to do. He won in Cleveland. He won in Miami. He won a ring in LA. There's nothing else that a 38-year-old man needs to do. I've done my job.
So he can retire?
Oh, he could. Now, with that being said, I can't see someone like LeBron retiring in the offseason. He has to have that year like Kobe Bryant had, like Dwayne Wade had, where you having your retirement tour. I can't see LeBron going out without playing at least one more year and having that tour that he rightfully deserves.
Who
so
knows?
I'm gonna say that
He may make a decision.
Let me see real quick. Ms. Williams says truth in regards to my rant. Jordan was so successful mainly because his supporting cast, i.e. Kerr, Rodman, etc. And he did it all on the same team. So you're talking about in regards to Jordan. And then LeBron hasn't always had the supporting cast.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. Because you know what? He is the only times you could say he didn't really have the cast he needed. Okay, let's say sometimes in Cleveland, if you want to go ahead and do that.
And still went to the finals. That no other team, Steph Curry, KD, would not have done the same thing that LeBron did with
we can't say what would or would not have happened there. We don't know
yes,
that.
I can. I'm saying it right now. I'm being bold. I'm saying it.
I mean, that could just have been a reflection of what the East was at that point. I mean, but anyway, I mean, look, my favorite LeBron memory is the 2009 NBA Finals. It was the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Orlando Magic. I remember like
the conference finals.
Huh?
That was the conference finals.
What did I say? Did I say the finals? I meant the conference finals.
Yeah.
Conference? No. It was not the conference finals.
Oh no, that was the semifinals.
It was the semifinals.
The second round of the playoffs.
Yes. So it was the second round of the playoffs, and LeBron, I remember the game ended. He hit this big 3-point shot, buzzer beater.
Right.
Won the game for Cleveland. Big moment. They were talking on TV saying, man, this is going to live forever. This moment here is going to live forever. Apparently, they forgot that there was still more games left in the series because the Orlando Magic won, and that season right there, when that season ended, that was the season I could tell. Yeah, he gonna leave Cleveland because you could tell it. He quit at the end of that. At the end of that series, he quit towards the end, and you could see it. And you could see he was in Cleveland one more year.
If you're LeBron and you look to your right and you got Sasha power chick, and look to your left, and you got Delonte West, and you got old man this, and who are you that? Of course he had the lead because he wasn't getting he had the supporting cast to win. Of course he had the lead.
Look, all I'm saying is you could see it in his face. That was the first time I seen somebody. You could see him quitting. You could see him quitting towards the end of that. It was like, man, this is over. This team is clearly better than us. Stayed in one more year in Cleveland, and that's when he went to Miami right after that.
Yeah, look, I mean, he had to do what he had to do in regards to learning how to win, and he couldn't do it.
He went to college in Miami. That's what it was. 4 years.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, like I said, to the LeBron haters out there, thank you, because he lives rent free, and you put so much energy to try to make him look bad when he's done all that he needed to do already. Now, me personally, I am not the one that's gonna say he's the GOAT. I'm gonna always have Jordan because Jordan was just a different breed. Bottom line,
Jordan would never.
So I would say that. And I'm not one. I'm not a so and so hater. In regards to whoever in the league. That's not how I am. But it just funny and amazes me when I see so many people hating on a man, and that just shows the greatness, because when you see someone that you see great, then once they get to a certain amount on top, then you just want to see them fail.
Yeah,
so that means
y'all hate on Tom Brady every year. Every year y'all hated on Tom Brady.
No, Sadal did, not me.
Well, by extension, I say y'all. The Platform Sports Show allowed that to go on. Allowed that narrative out there. Don't say he's not so special. Anyway, LeBron has had role players around him, but they haven't performed. When they do, he can bring home the championship. Isn't that the case with anybody? I mean, really, you put a good player on a team, or I'm sorry, I'll even say a great player. You put a great player on the team, you get him with other great players. Surprise! They win championships. I mean,
I agree with that, T-Bone. Now, on the other end, I do have to give props to the Denver Nuggets, because I told my wife during game one, I was like, this Nuggets team has been known to not have enough heart to win a big series. There were years in the past where they may have had a lead in the series, and then they just lost it. Like, they had no idea how to close out games, how to win. And Jokic and Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, even role players like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Bruce Brown, that system, Mark Malone, that system there, they used the fuel that the media added fire in by showing so much love to the Lakers. That was the fuel that the Nuggets needed to prove that they are a serious deal. And yes, Ms. Williams, the team has been tough throughout the whole year, and people forget that the Nuggets are the number one seed in the West.
For a reason.
Folks forget about that. The Lakers, they were a play-in team. They got into a 7th seed and kept, getting up there. But the Nuggets were number one for a reason. And I was so close before the season started. I was so close to having them go to the rest of the conference finals doing our predictions, but I chose Golden State Warriors. But the Nuggets have been that deal. Jokic is top 2 player in all of basketball, and he may not be number 2. Like, that's how great he is. And they showed off against the Lakers and swept us. So I have to give all the props to the Nuggets for the job that they've done in the season. The Warriors had a tough season thanks to the slap the punch heard around the world from Draymond to Jordan Poole. So that was like self-inflicted type stuff, like John Morant and everything. But the Nuggets, they showed, yeah, they showed that they belong in the finals. They handled adversity in LA, going out there, maybe having a lead, losing it, but then they have that composure and kept it going, and they held things down. So I had to salute the Nuggets. I want the Lakers to win. I wanted LeBron to go to the finals again, but the better team won, and I'm a man to admit that. It is what it is. That's sports. So shouts out to the Nuggets. They're going to be a very, and I mean very tough out in the NBA Finals. In regards to the East, once again, the Heat, Boston Celtics. I've been saying this, T-Bone, is that the biggest issue with the Celtics is that you don't know in the clutch who's going to show up. Mm-hmm. Last night, Tatum said, I am that guy. The first time that he scored points in the fourth quarter yesterday was the first time all series long that he scored in the fourth quarter. He's shown that he has to be that facilitator, that guy to set the move, and then everyone else can bounce off of him. If he does not do that, the Celtics do not win at all. Ms. Williams says Nuggets Heat would be a great championship series. She doesn't think the Celtics can win 3 in a row. Excuse me. We'll see. You never know.
It can be
but
done.
Yeah, Jason Tatum has to show up in the fourth quarter and be that guy, and everyone else can feed off of him. But this has been a great NBA playoff, and I don't see the finals being any different. It should continue on and be great. Any final thoughts for you, T-Bone?
I mean, look, the Lakers out, but to their credit, they got a lot further than I thought they were going to do. So good season for them.
Right.
The Nuggets are trying to get the one for themselves. They want to go ahead and get that championship. So, it looks like they're in the best spot to be in right now, because they're going to watch 2 other teams battle it out. I think Boston might actually wind up, winning at least one more game, right? So it's going to give Denver at least some more time to keep watching. And unfortunately, we know we're talking about sports here, so hopefully nobody winds up getting injured before the finals.
Yeah. And if Boston wins tomorrow, then the momentum is back on their side. They may be down 3-2 in the series, but then that self-doubt starts to creep in if you're Miami Heat. It's like, man, can we really close out? Because last year, Miami Heat had the lead in the series, and then Boston came back. The same 2 teams were in the Eastern Conference Finals. So don't allow what they say, don't allow a Stephen John to wake up, because if you allow Boston, because Boston is the number 2 seed for a reason, and they are a great team. Don't let them win tomorrow in Boston, because now the pressure mounts. Because it'll be Miami's last home game of the series for Game 6 if they lose Game 5. And then you go back to Boston, and they may do the same thing they did to the 76ers and come back and win that series. So we shall see. T-Bone, real quick, any thoughts in regards to wrestling? I know you have the upcoming pay-per-view coming up. What is it called? Tip of the tongue. Real quick, what's it called, T-Bone? Sorry.
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions. Your thoughts in regards to the upcoming premium live pay-per-view event.
Did you see Raw on Monday?
No, I didn't get a chance to see it.
Well, I gotta tell you, they made that Cody guy look pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. I mean, look, I say they made him look pretty dumb because it's not exactly something I would do, right? Like, They started Raw. They showed him, walking backstage, and then he was attacked by Brock Lesnar in the back. And like for like big venues and stuff, those like metal beer kegs.
Yeah.
So Brock threw a metal beer keg in Cody's arm while it was against the garage door. So implying that his arm was at least seriously hurt, right? Halfway through the show, I think Brock comes out and he's like, yeah, clearly Cody's not going to be out here to wrestle. So I'm going to issue an open challenge for anybody to wrestle me at a Night of Champions. And then Cody comes out and you're like, okay, well, clearly he's telling them he's not going to give up. But no, this guy keeps coming to the ring. He gets in the ring. What do you think happens?
Got this. Yeah, now I did see that part. He had the sling on, and then he did one little move, and then Brock Lesnar put him in that Kimura lock or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So your arm was already messed up. You want to fight this dude Saturday, and then you're like, oh, I know. I got a good idea. I'm going to come all the way out to the ring and let him beat me up some more and put me in a hole that could break my arm if that's the case. And then he's like refusing medical attention from people. Why? Why would you refuse medical attention? And the whole thread is, will he be able to make it to this match or not? And then he gets to talk to Triple H at the end of the match or end of the night in his locker room. And he's like, what would you do? And, to allow him to wrestle. So the implication is that he's going to go wrestle. But got to admit, made him look pretty dumb. Like, you're in a sling and you're going to take the sling off and go fight Brock. So you already showed him that you need a sling. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you allow yourself to get injured further?
I did see someone post a while back, like it kind of hurts the story to have Cody Rhodes be hurt like he is portraying, and for you to expect him to one-handedly beat a Brock Lesnar, like that just doesn't add up.
Oh, he's not going to beat Brock Lesnar. This is giving him the out to not beat him. But the point here is, like, I get what they're trying to go for, because they're trying to go for like his dad Dusty Rhodes, like stuff like that would happen to him, and he would show determination and that he's not going to give up and stuff like that. But see, the difference between what Dusty would have done and what Cody did is Cody just came out there and just got in the ring and started fighting Brock Lesnar with one arm, like not knowing what was going to happen. If it were Dusty would have done one of two things. He would have first thing he would have done is he would have come out there to the ramp or whatever, and he would have cut a promo and let him know that he wasn't going to give up, he wasn't going to quit, and he'll see him out there on Saturday, and then walked away or something like that, right? So the fans see this guy not giving up. Okay, sympathetic babyface. The other thing that would have been possible that Dusty would have done is he may have come out there hurt where Brock could see him hurt. He wouldn't have gotten in the ring maybe if they had it set up like this back then. Brock would have come out to Dusty in this case, and Dusty would have had some type of equalizer to even the odds instead of just standing there getting beat up prone like Cody did. That's why I said they just made him look dumb. Maybe if Dusty would have gotten in the ring with a sling in his arm, maybe he would have had, some type of club or something like that in the sling, so that when Brock came to him, he would have had something to fend him off with. Like that makes more sense. That's what a babyface would do. You outsmart the bad guy who's attacked you from behind.
Got you. Well, this has been an incredible show. Definitely fun to have, once again, Bunny and Joe to be on, and of course T-Bone Funk. Y'all know what's happening next week. It is the Man Cave, so the fellas take over. T-Bone, let everybody know where they can find us at real quick.
Well, y'all can find us, hopefully wherever y'all looking at right now, which hopefully includes watching on YouTube. And when you are, make sure that you go ahead and like and subscribe so that we can, get some more. We need to get those subscriptions up. We need to get more people watching. We need to spread the word out. And hey, make sure that you go ahead and hit that
bell.
That's right. So that way, when we go live, you will be notified. You can catch us on Platform Sports Talk Show at gmail.com. Send us a message of some people you want to hear. Platform Sports Talk on Instagram. The Platform Sports Talk Show on Facebook. You can watch us there at 314 Sports Talk Show or 314 Sports Talk on Twitter. You can watch us there too, but don't send us messages on there. Send it on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. You can catch us on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot out there. And you can also catch us on their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. You can see all the shows on the Twitch channel, or you can listen to us on the radio. You can next week. That's right. Next week coming up is going to be the Man Cave. I'll be there. Stanton, Sadal, Craig Black. We're not letting Craig off the hook about those defenders. Okay, we're gonna say something else about it. All right. Don't think we forgot. Don't think we forgot. And it's already been announced a couple times, but it's going to be preempted in a couple weeks, Ladies' Night. But don't forget, don't think it won't be back in July. Ladies' Month will be back the first Wednesday in July, so you can catch the ladies and the regular Platform Sports Talk Show weekly that you're watching right now. It'll return in 3 weeks. So come and check us out. We're ready for you. We want to bring on more guests. Let us know who you want to hear from so we can, reach out. And if you got the hookup, let us know.
And with that being said, it's the Platform Sports Talk Show. If you're not showing love to the Platform Sports Talk Show, then
You're fired.
y'all have a good one. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Look forward to the Man Cave, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Your boy Smooth, along with T-Bone. We are out of this joint.